Each season, mighty athletes take the field of play, preparing themselves for competitive battles, seeking the answer to the question, will this be our turn? Our turn to wear the crown. Our turn to be champions. Tonight, Broken Arrow can reply to that very query. But first, the Tigers will have to call on all the great football spirits to help them deliver a near-perfect performance in order to topple the reigning champions from their massive throne of conquest.
Hello, everybody. I'm Stevie Fernandez, and welcome to Cox On Demand, powered by Max Preps at the Game. It's Halloween weekend, and there's no scarier place when you're trying to win a district title than right here in Jenks, America. It is going to be an amazing game because our Halloween treat is that we get to see two playoff caliber teams go at it back-to-back, as both of these teams have earned their spot in the state title race. Oh, and it's so much more than that for both of these teams because Broken Arrow hasn't won a district title since 2003, and a perfect season could mean that Jenks could get the home field advantage throughout most of the postseason play.
Last season, Trojan quarterback Sawyer Cole Morgan connected for over 350 yards and 4 TDs to defeat the Tigers 42-24. And tonight, the Jenks running attack becomes even stronger with the return of injured starter Zach Langer. Both Jenks and Broken Arrow come out looking very prepared for tonight's contest. The Trojans get the ball first on their own 25, where it appears business as usual, driving the ball down the field with this strike from Cole Morgan to Brandon Kitchens for 11. Langer's number gets called up on several plays for tough-fought yards. The 15-play, 60-yard drive hits a wall at the red zone when the Tigers finally stall the Trojans, forcing a 38-yard field goal attempt by Dylan Beers that misses. After swapping punts, the Tigers find themselves on the Trojan 11 and showing they too have a rushing threat as Richie Freesting bowls through Jenks defenders on this 10-yard scurry, which is just enough to get the fans fired up for action. But be careful what you wish for. A miscue on the fake from Bradley to Freesting causes this fumble picked up by senior linebacker Martin Trent that he takes 16 yards for the first score of the game. The point after is good, and at the end of the first, Jenks leads this defensive showdown 7-zip. The Tigers regroup to start the second quarter. Remember, perfect execution. A task easier said than done as both Jenks and Broken Arrow put forth defensive efforts that just won't bend. Still exhibiting very little offense, Jenks is forced to punt on their third possession as Beers hangs a perfect kick downed at the 2 by senior Kerry Jones. Starting their fourth offensive series of the game with horrible field position, lightning strikes for Broken Arrow as Freesting finds a huge hole up the middle and dashes 79 yards down the field to the Trojan 19. Charged on an offensive high, Bradley finds Grant Maxey open in the flat. The sophomore takes it to the house for a Tiger TD. The PAT is good, and it's a brand new ball game, all tied at 7. The cry for defense echoes through the stands, and both sides answer that call with impenetrable muscle, putting a stop to each team's scoring efforts. Jenks decides to take a knee to run out the clock and see if they can't change their fortune for the second half. As for the Tigers, Coach Spavital holds the key.
Well, something we haven't done all year is to compete for 4 quarters, and we have to do that. So our focus now is to come out the second half and just play the best we can. Hopefully we can play together before it.
At the half, we're getting what we came for, one great battle between two real contenders. If the Trojans are going to keep their perfect season alive, more than just the band is going to have to show some moves in this second half. Broken Arrow begins the second half showing us why they're ranked number 3. Richie Freesting makes his own hole and gets 15 here. Bradley finds Aaron Schroeder downfield for 20 more before having to turn the ball over on downs. But the real action doesn't get going until the Trojans come out for their second offensive possession of the second half. 3rd and 15 on their own 38, and once again, it looks as if the Tigers are going to keep Jenks pinned down when Cole Morgan throws a perfect strike to senior Jacob Bertelli for 20. The very next play, Langer fights his way downfield for 15 more, before Broken Arrow forces Jenks to settle for this 39-yard field goal off the foot of junior Kevin King. And Jenks takes back the lead with 2:02 left in the third quarter. The Tigers start the fourth quarter the same way they did the second half, with impressive big plays moving the ball down the field. Bradley to junior Levi Copeland for 9. Then in and out of the hands of tight end Zach Veach, just missing a fourth down conversion that could have net the Tigers at least a tying field goal. Jenks takes over on their 32 when Cole Morgan hands off to Alex Ross as he hops on his horse. Remember those bikes from the Tiger drill team? You'll need at least that if you think you're going to catch Ross as he gallops 59 yards for a second Trojan touchdown. Jenks once again stops Broken Arrow getting the ball on their own 29 when Cole Morgan finds the outreach right hand of tight end Chris Green, making a beautiful snag and a 31-yard gain, setting the Trojans on their path to yet another score. Still feeling the love from the last play, Cole Morgan goes even deeper, finding a wide-open Brandon Kitchens just steps away from the end zone for this 40-yard TD pass. With 8:50 on the clock, there's still plenty of time, and Bradley begins an aerial attack that would be helped along by a couple of pass interference calls. The Tigers knock on the door, moving the ball all the way down to the Trojan 20 before a missed field goal from 37 yards out ends any hope of a 2010 district title for these Tigers. Jenks orchestrates a brilliant, time-consuming drive, burning up the last 6 minutes of the clock and leaving the Tigers hoping their turn at champions doesn't have to wait until this guy makes it out on the field.
You know, we talked about it at halftime. Hey, Broken Arrow is playing super tough. It'll be the team that makes 2 or 3 plays in the second half that wins, and, you know, fortunately, we were able to make a few more than they did.
At the end of the day, we all came together like we're supposed to and play hard, and, you know, we didn't play selfish. You know, we might have not got all the stats we wanted, but, you know, the team is more important than any stats ever, and I just think we stuck through it.
Zach, when did you see some of the holes start to open up for you?
I mean, their dog linebacker was he was playing hard in the first half, and he was like always on the same side that I was running to. So once we got that figured out, I mean, the outside was pretty open. We got a couple sweeps to the outside, and they were really open. The holes were just getting a lot bigger. Our offensive line just did a great job. They were out there blocking really hard.
You scared us when you went down in the fourth quarter. What happened?
I just got my foot rolled up on, but I'm fine. It's no big deal. It's just, I mean, my foot was already sore, so I mean, I'm fine. I'm walking on everything. I should be good next week.
Just as expected, this game did not disappoint. A lot of action on both sides. A defensive battle as they started out the first half. And in the second half, Jenks was able to turn on the steam and make something really happen. Now, next week, Norman comes to Jenks, and that's going to be a tough game for Jenks as well. But definitely on their way to winning another district title and looking to see some home action in the playoffs right here in Jenks America. I'm Stevie Fernandez for Cox On Demand, powered by Max Preps at the Game. See you next week.